Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing a character review of Five Nights at Mickey's Rewritten. So let's not waste any time and get right into the show. Alright, first we have Mickey Mouse, the leader of the Good Guy Squad. As you can see, he is a plushie. He's basically a ragdoll, so you can flip him and flop him all the way around. You know, his body just moves all over the place. You can make him do the hot dog dance. You could do anything with this lovable plushie. So yeah, you could even make him do cool little flips, like a cartwheel. Alright, I'm gonna make him do a backflip. Yeah, backflip. There we go. So yeah, it's very cool. So yeah. I'm just letting him do the hot dog dance. Yeah. Alright, so that's it for Mickey Mouse. Next up we have Brainy Smurf, Mickey's assistant from the Good Guy Squad. As you can see, he is a Burger King toy. This toy was made in 2016, so 10 years ago. He has only one bit of articulation, and that is his right arm. Everything else is just solid plastic. No articulation at all for everything else. He does have his hat, his glasses, his pants. He has a tail because he is a Smurf. He also has a little lever on the back that allows him to move his right arm. However, the lever is a part of his gimmick. So, for the original gimmick for Brainy, he would have a ladybug that he would carry. So you would have to attach the ladybug to his hand. Unfortunately, I don't have the ladybug anywhere, so it's just him. But the gimmick is, if he were to move this lever, his arm would move as well. It looks like he's waving at you. Hi! Hi everybody! Welcome to the show! Yeah. Just waving at you, basically. So yeah, that's it for Brainy. Next up we have Buzz Lightyear, everyone's greatest superhero, or space ranger, the world's greatest toy. In fact, the coolest toy ever. This is an ultimate walking Buzz Lightyear, made by Mattel in 2018. So yeah, I got him about a few years ago. So yeah, I think I got him since 2019. But close enough. So yeah, he does have a few bits of articulation. He can move his left arm. His arm goes 360. His left arm, actually. You can move it up and down, inward and outward. You can do that. You can do anything with his left arm. You can bend it, move it like that. You can twist his elbow. You can bend it up and down. His left arm is also movable. So everything in his left arm can go 360. His head can move about 180, but you can move it left and right. On the bottom of his neck, there's the speaker, which allows him to talk. If you press any of the buttons, the 3 buttons that allow him to say any phrase, and his jetpack button allows him to walk. Because the gimmick is he has these little rollers on the bottom of his feet. So every time when you turn his torso, the rollers will roll. His legs don't move because of those rollers. So his legs, although they would normally bend, they can't because it's made out of solid plastic. Because he's a walking toy. It's called the Ultimate Walking Buzz Lightyear. But if you twist him long enough, his wings will pop out. There's a switch that allows him to turn on and off. And yeah, His laser arm also moves. It's a little loose because you have to. I think you have to twist it to the right just for his arm to come outward. His right hand can move, and you can bend his arm outwards. His right elbow doesn't move because the majority of his right arm is solid plastic because of the laser light. So yeah, there's his laser right here. He looks like he's pointing it at you like he's gonna blast somebody. So yeah, anyway, that's it for Buzz Lightyear. Next up we have Bing Bong from Inside Out. Everyone's favorite imaginary friend. Definitely the man who we don't ever want to forget. Because although he may be an imaginary friend, this guy will always be in my memories. This guy he's really silly. He is a jokester after all. Originally, he didn't have his trunk, but since he has been modified, I gave him his trunk back when I ordered this new one from eBay. He does have articulation. His arms can move 360, both of them. You can move it back and forth. You can move his trunk side to side, clockwise or counterclockwise, and you can also move his head back and forth. So yeah, the gimmick for him is if you press his bow tie, he would talk, but the batteries don't work, so I took that out. There's a switch right here that turns him on and off. It's on the bottom, which allows him to make sound effects, so if you were to press the bow tie, he'll just make random noises and all that. So yeah, that's it for Bing Bong. Whoops, oh, sorry. Next up we have Joey the Magical Penguin. I think his original name, although he's from Hello Kitty, I think the original name for this character was Bads Maru or something, but I just named this character Joey because the original name made absolutely no sense at all, so I just named this toy Joey. So yeah, he's Joey the Magical Penguin. He's very magical. He's known for his fidget powers and memory powers because now he can see through people's memories if he looks at people with his eyeballs. Like, he can stare straight at your soul and remember every memory. He can even go in people's dreams. He has the power of telekinesis, basically. So, this guy is a McDonald's toy. It was made from 1993 to 2016, somewhere. So yeah, it's made in the 90s, close to the 2000s, to 2010s actually. This guy cannot move at all. He can't move any parts of his body. It's just a solid plastic toy. I do want to show you his music box. There's his music box over here. I did draw him. It used to be a Jack-in-the-Box, but then I modified it, and I took the clown out of it, and I just decided to just turn this into Joey's music box. Of course, on the front it says "Think Outside the Box." It has Joey's name on it. There's some music notes. There's a doodle of Joey, obviously. There's the instructions on how you can operate the hand crank to wind up the music box. And then there's, the title right there. It says Joey's Music Box, Five Nights at Mickey's Show Rewritten. The letter R means rewritten. There's a smiley face. And some more music notes. Isn't that awesome? The lid can open and close. And you can simply just put them inside. Like that. I'm just going to wind up the music box. Because anyone who works at Treasure Island at least know to keep the music box wound. So yeah. That's it for Joey. Next up we have Octavius the Octopus, aka Octo. Octo is his nickname. So yeah, we have Octo right here. He has some articulation for his head. You can move his head all the way around. And if you can hold his head in place, he can move his torso all the way around, along with his tentacles. And here's the cool part about Octo. He's a water squirter, so if you were to take him out to the pool or something, or in your hot tub, you can fill this up with water and just splash all of your friends and have a water fight with them. Do it all with your friends and family. Yeah. All you have to do is squeeze his head, and then he's gonna squirt water out of himself. So yeah, he's a water squirter. Anyway, that's it for Octo. Trying to get the others. There we go. Next up we have Donnie and Lenny. We have Donnie, the red gorilla. He's actually a gorilla, not a monkey. So yeah. And we have Lenny, the green penguin. So yeah. We're gonna start with Donnie right here. They're both plushies, by the way. And then we have Lenny. They're a tag team duo. They are both plushies, just like Mickey. So, no articulation for them at all. They just flop around and all that. So yeah, they're pretty cool, right? There's also the back. And they're very fun to play with. Very cool. So yeah, that's it for Donnie and Lenny. And next up we have Barry the Bear, the former villain who decided to redeem himself just like Joker. So yeah, we have Barry the Bear. He's a grizzly bear, you can tell by the brown nose. He's also a plushie, just like Donnie, Lenny, and Mickey. They're all plushies. So, his arms do flap a little bit. They're very small. I don't know why, but his arms are very small. I guess this character review was no match for Barry the Bear. Maybe it is. So yeah. Fun fact, Barry wasn't entirely a villain. He was just broken. He wasn't pure evil, but he was evil before he redeemed himself. So yeah, that's it for Barry. Next up, we have the Mickey Mouse Springlock suit, which is a Walt Disney World Mickey Mouse plushie that I modified. I basically put permanent marker on his eyes and mouth. And I gave him a creepy smile. Oh god. So yeah, just like Mickey, he's a ragdoll. He doesn't really do much. He used to have electronic parts inside of him, but I took that out. So yeah, there's a zipper in case if you want to like store anything inside. So yeah, he did come with a few accessories. He came with his suit and his bow tie. I'm gonna put that on him, by the way. They're all Velcro, by the way. So all you gotta do is just put the suit on. This is the normal suit that he would wear at Disneyland, or Disney World, rather. Right, there's his left arm. Now let's do the right arm. Also, there's the little logo right there. It says Walt Disney World. Yeah. Now he got his suit on. We just gotta attach it. Put the pieces together. Alright, now we got his suit on. Took a little bit to do so, but hey, worked out pretty nicely. Only thing he has to put on is his bow tie. So all you have to do is just wrap it around the collar. The bow tie can be a little tricky, so yeah. It's not that tricky though. Come on. There we go. Alright, now he has his bow tie on. So yeah. It's basically a suit, but with accessories. He doesn't even look like a Mickey Mouse suit anymore. He just looks like a Mickey Mouse costume. Well, he just looks like a duplicate of Mickey Mouse. This suit was also responsible for malfunctioning and, you know, with all those multiple voices. Because in one of the episodes of Five Nights at Mickey's Rewritten, the suit was possessed and it was taken over by several spirits. A lot of them were inhabiting Mickey, Brainy, Buzz, Bing Bong, and Joey. All of their voices were inside the suit. They were all fighting over the body. It was like, hey, this is my body, it's my turn, and all that. So yeah, that's it for the Mickey Mouse suit. I'm gonna keep the accessories on for now. Next up we have Emperor Zurg. He's basically one of the villains. He's Buzz Lightyear's arch nemesis. He's basically a vintage Zurg room guard. He's the evil emperor himself. So yeah, he does have a little bit of articulation, but he does have articulation. His left arm can go 360. His left hand can go 360. His left elbow can bend upward and downward, but it can't twist. His arm can also go upward and downward. There's the motion sensor on his torso, where, you know, it'll activate the room guard mode. I removed the stand, by the way. It would have a button, and it would allow him to talk. But when I got this toy, the batteries were corroded, so it wasn't really able to work. So yeah, his cape is made out of just a piece of cloth. There's the plastic part of his cape. And then, you know, if this toy were to work, his eyes would light up and his mouth would light up too. There's his badge. It says the letter Z because this is Emperor Zurg we're talking about. And then his left arm can also move upward and downward. However, it's controlled by a motor. And as you can see, he has his iron blaster. Oh, by the way, his torso can move a little bit too. So yeah, there's his laser gun, his Zurgatronic iron blaster. There's the little handle that customizes, you know, the blaster. If this toy were to work, you know, his eyes would light up, his mouth would light up too. There's also 3 separate lights for the blaster as well. So the blaster would also light up too. So yeah, that's it for Emperor Zurg. Next up we have Frank the Combine from Cars. He did appear with the mismatched toys, which I'm gonna introduce them in a different video. I got him last year. It's pretty cool. I think I actually got him in 2024, actually. It's pretty nice. By the way, this is the deluxe version of Frank the Combine. He's a combine harvester. He's also a bull. You can tell by the little horns there. There's the 2 of the exhaust pipes is a shape of a bull horn. He also has another exhaust pipe, which allows him to, you know, to spew out like corn and all of that. and like wheat and all, because it's a combine harvester. It would take out corn seeds and all of that. You have his headlights, 4 of them. He's very angry at McQueen and Mater because they keep tipping his tractors. So yeah, the combine roller, the roller works, the little blades thing, and then his wheels, they also spin all the way around. There's the back of him. So yeah, that's it for Frank the Combine. Now I'm gonna show you the Super Squad. They're inside this box. So let's do that. Next up we have Joker, the leader of the Super Squad. He used to be the villain, but he basically decided to redeem himself. He was manipulated originally by Barry the Bear. But yeah, he redeemed himself. I got this from Five and Below when I was little. It's pretty cool. He do have some articulation. His head can move back and forth. His arms spin 360. His hands can spin 360 somehow, both of his hands. And his legs don't move at all. They're both solid plastic. So yeah, that's it for Joker. Next up we have the Friendly Driver. His name used to be the Reckless Driver, but ever since he became a good guy, he had a name change. He wanted to be friendly to people, so he became the Friendly Driver, not the Reckless Driver. So of course, he's a plushie, very cool one as well. So yeah, he flops around like a rag doll. He's basically, he's a monkey plushie. He used to be like a Christmas plushie. He would have a hat and a scarf, but I took that off. So yeah, that's it for the Friendly Driver. Next up we have Dino the Dinosaur. He's a Stegosaurus. It's pretty cool. He has no articulation at all. He's just a plastic toy. Very terrifying, I have to say. He doesn't look that terrifying, but he is terrifying. So yeah, not much to say about Dino. He's also Joker's pet dinosaur and very loyal servant to Joker. So yeah, that's it for Dino. Next up we have Stretch Man. It's pretty cool, right? He's also a McDonald's toy. I don't know the original character's name for Stretch Man, but he is a McDonald's toy. This was made also in 2016, so again, just like Brainy 10 years ago. It's made in the DC Comics. So yeah, he's kind of like Fantastic. He's like Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four team. So yeah, he does have a lot of articulation. His head can extend. That's his gimmick. His head can extend. But he can move his head all the way around. And his arms also spin all the way around. And here's his other gimmick. They could bend. This is a bendy wire toy. However, you know, I have to be careful with this toy because a lot of things can go wrong with these weird looking bendy wire toys. You know, a lot of times people get stabbed because of this, because of these kinds of toys, and like they get poked. Not very good at all. So yeah, anyway, that's it for Stretch Man. Next up, we have the Rolling Pin Monkey, RPM for short. This toy is also a bendy wire toy. So, yeah, he can only move his... You can only bend his arms, which I'm not going to do that because I'm going to be very careful with this toy. His legs also can bend too, but yeah, I'd rather just keep him in place. He does look like he's T-posing, though. I gave him a gimmick, which is the rolling pin, and I decorated it. It's blue and purple, but it does roll. Like, look. You have a rolling pin, like that, just rolling in the dough. And look at him, he's climbing the wall, too. He's very good at climbing walls. Very cool, right? Yeah. So, yeah, that's it for Rolling Pin Monkey. Next up, we have the Lava Abomination. It's basically a Skylander. I don't know what his original name is, but yeah. Okay, when was this made? This was made in, I think it said 2017, I'm not sure, but this was somehow a McDonald's toy. Oh wait, he's actually a Burger King toy, actually. He's a Burger King toy, just like Brainy. So yeah, he does have articulation. You can see, you know, his eyes kind of scratched, but he doesn't have any hands because, you know, the magma, and he would have teeth, but the teeth sticker is ripped off. So he only have his eye stickers. You know, because of how old this toy is. The gimmick is, he has the same feature as Brainy. If you pull down this lever, he can move his arms up and down. He just looks like he's smashing the table. Like, smash. Something like that. Sometimes the lever will get stuck. But along with that, his eyes will also move up and down too. So yeah. His eyes, along with his arm, they move. You can tell because, you know, look at his eye sockets. They actually move. So yeah, that's it for Lava Abomination. Next up, we have Creeper and Enderman from Minecraft. I also got these two from 5 and Below. They're pretty cool. They also have some articulation. Enderman can move his head a little bit. I mean, it's kind of stuck because it's been like that for a long time. Trying to move it a little bit back in place. Oh, there we go. But his arms, they move all the way around. Yeah. So, his other arm moves, and then his legs also move all the way around. His right arm is a bit loose, though. You know. He can stand a little bit. You know, it's pretty nice. And for Creeper, he also has articulation. He can move his head all the way around. He can move his head and his legs. And all 4 of his legs, he can move back and forth. So yeah, that's it for Creeper and Enderman. Next up, we have the Ice Cream Clown. It's pretty cool, right? It's actually a clown made by a company called Little People. Don't know why, but yeah, he's a clown. I named him the Ice Cream Clown because this toy, he enjoys ice cream. Very nice. He lived in an ice cream truck and a freezer in a long time, somehow. So, yeah. There's no articulation for this toy at all. It's just basically, I think he's a hard rubber plastic toy. So yeah, that's it for the ice cream clown. It's very silly though. Anyway, next up we have Megatron, the leader of the Decepticons from the Transformers. As you can see, he's a metal toy. It's made out of metal. So, no articulation for this toy at all. He's pretty cool, though. It looks like a grenade launcher on the back of him. He looks like the OG Megatron before you had the broken one, before, you know, he's seen better days. You see his badge, that's for the Decepticons. Isn't that neat? The Decepticons are my favorite. Megatron is one of my favorite characters. Him and also Shockwave and what was his other name? Oh yeah, Bumblebee is also one of my favorites, along with Optimus Prime. Although those two are Autobots, but this one, this is a Decepticon right there. So yeah, that's it for Megatron. Next up, we have Shockwave from the Transformers. This is a McDonald's toy, by the way. This was made in 2016 by Hasbro. Wait, actually, it's made in 2018. Actually, made in 2018 by Hasbro. Pretty cool, right? So yeah, he has his face right here. He only has one eye, which is his screen. And no articulation for him at all. Except if you move his arms upward, fire begins shooting out like he's flying. His arms move only for that gimmick. Alright, one more time. And then he can just fly away. Just like that. So yeah, Shockwave is also a Decepticon, you can tell. I'm not sure if you can see the logo there, but he is a Decepticon. So yeah, that's it for Shockwave. Next up we have Bowser from Super Mario Bros. So yeah, he would have a gimmick where he would have a fireball shooting out of his mouth, and you would have to press this red button to shoot out the fireball. I used to have that, but now I don't have that anymore because I lost it. But hey, Bowser is pretty cool. No articulation for him at all. He's just a solid plastic toy. This was made in 2017 by Nintendo and McDonald's. So yeah. That's it for Bowser. I don't have that much to say about him anyway. He's pretty cool. So yeah, next up we have Figure Man and Bear Man. I'm gonna start with Figure Man. He's pretty cool, right? Check this guy out. He looks like a farmer. So yeah, I don't know what this figure is made by, but he is a figure. I don't know his original name, so I just named him Figure Man. For these toys, for a lot of them that don't have original names, I just give them random names because why not? But he does have some articulation. He can move his head back and forth, you know, move his arms all the way around. His legs also kick back and forth, you know. His legs spin all the way around. So yeah, and for Bear Man, he's a talking Pokemon. I don't know which one, but his gimmick is he has a little wheel, and that allows him to, like, you know, move his head. His mouth can open and close. Like, trying to make him go up and down my arm. So you can see his mouth move up and down. So yeah, this was made in McDonald's in 2017. It's made in Pokemon. He is a Pokemon. So yeah, beside his head, no articulation for him at all. He's just a solid plastic toy except for his head. Well, mainly his mouth. His upper jaw, actually. So yeah, that's it for Figure Man and Bear Man. Next up we have Hammer Man. He's also a Skylander. I don't know his original name, so I just named him Hammer Man because look at him. He has hammers. Both of them. He has two little sledgehammers. They're made out of diamonds or something. They look like crystals. But, you know, his arms do move up and down, though. Because, you see this button on the back of him? You just have to press that button and check this out. He's gonna start whacking people with his sledgehammers. So, yeah. He can basically whack all of his enemies with both of the sledgehammers. He can hit all of them with a push of a button. So yeah, I think he's also a McDonald's toy, I think. Oh yeah, maybe he is. I'm trying to find the sign for him though. I don't think he has one. But yeah, he does look like a McDonald's toy somehow. So yeah, that is his gimmick. And that's it for Hammerman. Next up we have Sharkbite. He's an original Skylander toy. I think this was made for Skylander Swap Force, I think. Because this is an official Nintendo plastic toy. So yeah, this was made, by, Activision, made in 2013. It's pretty cool. So like, over 13 years ago. So yeah, no articulation for him at all. He's just a plastic toy. However, I could try moving his arms, but I don't want to break him. So yeah. He has two little blades for his hands. It's basically a shark armed with two little daggers, I think. Or two little blades. Reminds me of Wolverine. Something like that. But he does stand, because the little top thing that holds him in place, he can stand perfectly. And then there's the back. So yeah, that's it for Sharkbite. Next up we have the Laugh and Learn puppy. It's a kid's toy. I don't know why, but yeah. I got this since I was very, very little. Very nostalgic. One of those Fisher-Price toys. Something to relieve our childhood. This was made in 2013 by Mattel. No articulation for this dog at all. Pretty cool though. I like puppies. They're very nice. However, you can shake them. And every time when you shake him, sounds like a maraca. So every time you shake him, he just sounds like a maraca. So I think the maraca thing is his gimmick. So yeah. If you think we're done yet, no. We have one more character. And last but not least, we have the Etch-a-Sketch, which appeared in Five Nights at Mickey's Rewritten. It's not really a character, it's more of an object. But yeah, this is an Etch-a-Sketch. I would call it the evilized Etch-a-Sketch, because this thing was actually evilized, and basically it would use hypnotic powers to mind control anyone. It will hypnotize you. So yeah, I put a piece of paper on this Etch-a-Sketch and I drew a little cyclone or a spiral that would spin around, and then if you use this on any toy, it will hypnotize them and it'll allow you to do evil commands. You know, this is a normal Etch-a-Sketch. So yeah, I'm gonna draw something with it. Can't draw much, but I'll probably draw like scribbles, because that's the best I could do with it. So basically you can move the dials vertically, horizontally, or diagonally. Look. I don't know what to say. And when you're done, just shake it, and everything's completely gone. So, yeah, that's it for this awesome, hypnotic, evilized Etch-a-Sketch. And that's it for this character review. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you next time. Peace out.